today on Seattle Refined.
And that's when it really hit me like a ton of bricks, and I just threw my head down on my steering wheel and started sobbing.
The star of the middle gets emotional over tonight's series-ending finale. Then we get caught in a musical time warp. Brush up your beehive, Refined gets backstage for a new production of Hairspray.
Yeah, let's talk it out like adults.
Plus,
but wouldn't I go and shout it when you walked into the room? I think I love you.
a former child star on a unicycle in Seattle.
I'm Danny Bonaduce, and Seattle Refined starts now.
Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Garth Swanson up in Magnolia today. Now before the Jonas Brothers or even Hanson, the original chart-topping family band wasn't a real family or a real band. Of course, I'm speaking of the Partridge Family. The Partridge Family ran for 4 seasons on ABC beginning in 1970. The show starring Shirley Jones was about a young widow and her 5 children who start a rock band, launching the careers of teen idol David Cassidy, actress Susan Day, and wisecracking middle son Danny, played by Danny Bonaduce. When the show ended, Bonaduce went from famous to infamous. He struggled with drugs and alcohol. He became a pro wrestler. He starred in his own reality show and eventually became a DJ. His success on the airwaves eventually brought him here to Seattle. And as Refined's Malia Karlinski discovered, after years of searching, this former Hollywood wild child has finally found peace.
You know, I just realized that we haven't been listening to the entire show. This question may sound odd. So what have you ever done in a group that was a lot of fun?
It's morning drive time at Seattle's classic rock radio station.
I'm Danny Bonaduce, and you're listening to KZOK.
DJ Danny Bonaduce is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
But there's a whole generation.
Being on the radio seems to strike the perfect note.
I'll tell you what I love about all of this is it's what I'm best at. You know, it's so weird that I got famous doing something else. You'd think, well, that's what he does. And it's not what I do, it's what I did. I was a cute kid and I grew out of it.
It's easy to forget he started his showbiz career in the 70s as a member of America's favorite music-making family.
Come on now and meet everybody.
How did you even get into acting in the first place?
In Los Angeles, kid actor is not rare. The weird thing was getting the job on the Partridge Family. That changed everything.
By the time he was 10, the actor was already stealing scenes as the wisecracking middle kid, also named Danny.
But can't we talk this out like adults? Yeah, let's talk it out like adults.
But do you have a favorite Partridge Family episode?
Oh, no, I do. But just because there was a lot of get up and go in it, the Christmas episode, we end up in the Old West. But with David,
Of course you did.
With David Cassidy as the sheriff, and everything's these weird pastel colors.
I felt like your sense of humor at that age was like an adult, really.
All things come to those who wait.
Shirley Jones says all the comedy was Danny. If you want the jokes, you want the laughs that are guaranteed, go to Danny.
The hit show also starred Shirley Jones as the family matriarch and teen dream David Cassidy as older brother Keith. Both would become his lifelong friends.
When you think about those times, are they happy times overall?
Yeah, they're almost without exception, the Partridge Family days were happy. Well, they weren't happy days. That was another show entirely.
I'll treat you like a woman, love you like a woman.
But if I had bad times during the Partridge Family, they were at home. They were at home with a real-life family and real-life problems.
What was going on at home?
Dad was an angry guy, so we just lived in constant fear of the guy.
But Danny found a safe place and a sense of belonging with his TV family. So it was devastating when after a 4-year run, the music suddenly stopped.
After the show went off the air,
Which was horrifying.
Okay, well, what was that like?
It was terrible.
Typecast and now a teen, Bonaduce struggled to find steady work.
And so I had nowhere to go and nothing to do because I had no money saved and nobody was hiring me and I had no skills.
Said you had about 10 years of not great times.
Yeah, which lead into really not great times.
Right. Over the next decade, the situation got desperate.
Yeah, I lived in my car on and off for a couple years. Then the drugs just got out of control. A little bit briefer than the alcohol, which stayed out of control for close to 20 years. I would bounce around being a professional maniac for a while. Look, it's the guy from the Partridge Family.
It was David Cassidy who helped him turn his life around.
And he said, all right, man, we're gonna straighten you out. He said, we're gonna go on a tour together. And he said, we're gonna get on that bus. And on that bus, there's gonna be no drinking, no drugs, and no women. And I said, no. He said, here's what's gonna happen, man. And by the end of the tour, you're gonna have a job.
Then Bonaduce finally got a break.
And I got to my 5th radio station with David Cassidy. The manager came right up to me, right then and there on the spot. I said, listen, you're great. You belong on the radio. You want a job? And I said, yeah, I would love the job. And I've been on the air ever since.
But it sounds like he was like a kind of a big brother to you.
He was more a big brother to me at the time than my actual big brother.
Diagnosed with dementia, Cassidy passed away from kidney failure in 2017. But his legacy lives on in the Partridge Family's many hits. We asked Danny to play a few songs and share the stories behind them.
When we're doing the love you parts at the end, it's a close-up of everybody but David Cassidy, and they want it, so they want to go, love you. Partridge Family's biggest song, I Think I Love You, is by far my least favorite song.
I think I love you. Isn't that what
How can you not love this?
You don't get that that sounds stupid and hokey.
This is the greatest song.
Once I wake up and something that's just knocking at my brain. I think I love you.
You didn't see this part happening, did you?
There's a thing that Amy and I have, and it means the world to me when I get to say it honestly, and it's good, clean fun. Because I just never had any. Not since the days of the Partridge Family.
He's been working as a DJ since the 1980s. Later, he starred in a reality show and had a run as a boxer/wrestler. There were some scandals and crazy times. But these days, he's traded in Breaking Bonaduce for backgammon with wife Amy. They met 11 years ago.
I was at Starbucks. We were both there alone, and I saw him and I said the winning line, I read your book, and we ended up talking for a couple hours. And I've kind of seen him like every day since then.
They've been married for 8 years, and Danny's been sober for the past 7.
You know, and everybody said, oh, you have to do it for yourself. You can't do it for somebody else. Lies, lies, lies. I flat out did it for Amy. And when that seemed to be go all right, then every day I work on it.
Was that the first time in your life that you felt that kind of unconditional love from somebody?
When they did not show unconditional love, I just got crazy and you know, think about a guy in your house that you really like, but he's just gonna set fires, literal fires, every 3rd day. I don't blame anybody for saying I can't stand another second of this. What happened with Amy is I didn't set nearly as many fires.
But don't go thinking Danny Bonaduce is boring.
I'm the purple one.
Amid the star's stash of mementos, including this sign from his old dressing room door, there's also a unicycle, and he's not afraid to use it.
Woo!
Danny Bonaduce still embodies that feeling of fun, but today there's also a sense of peace about the former wild child. He credits Amy for that.
Whatever the good parts of me were not worth what the bad parts were. So I think the thing that she did for me was not only just stick around, but showed me something that was worth the effort.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
Danny is working on a new book titled You're Manic and Making Phone Calls. To learn more or to watch that story again, log on to our website. Seattle Refined is just getting started.
The winner of American Idol is Maddie Poppy.
America has its newest idol. We'll talk to the runner-up and tell you how you can win tickets to the upcoming Idol Live Tour.
No big deal, no good.
But first, saying goodbye is never easy.
And I'm getting choked up as I'm talking about it. Dang!
Why you might want to grab some tissue for tonight's farewell episode of The Middle. Next. Welcome back to the show. I'm Gart Swanson. You know, they say all good things must end, and tonight, ABC's The Middle is saying goodbye to fans with a 1-hour swan song here on ABC.
Tastes okay.
Exactly. When has Nancy ever made us anything that's just okay? You know what I think? I think this is crock-potted. I think she threw it in a crock pot, went off and did some dumb charity thing, came back, and this is what I got.
For 9 seasons, actress Patricia Heaton has played Frankie Heck, the frazzled matriarch of a hysterically dysfunctional family in Orson, Indiana. I sat down with Heaton to talk about saying goodbye to The Middle and what's next for the mother of 4. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Gart. I'm doing well, thank you.
Now, I have to ask you, are you really doing well? Because, you know, The Middle's coming to an end, and I know you know that.
Well, I was until all you guys started asking me questions about it. I've been tearing up now for the last 3 hours, so I was doing fine, but it's going to be tough.
Cool mom all the time.
Besides, there's one thing I will not miss around here. Your smelly socks.
And when you say tearing up, you really do mean this is just an emotional day for you, saying goodbye to the middle.
It really is. You know, we've had a year to process it. We all decided last year that this should be the final year, and everybody was good with that. But as we got toward the few final weeks of the show, you felt a sense of anticipation, a celebratory feeling. There was a lot of joy on the set, people hanging out on the set chatting instead of going back to their trailers. And then when they said, you know, that's a series wrap, I shed a few tears, but there was immediately kind of like a small party with some drinks and some barbecue, so we all kind of, it was very festive. It wasn't until I drove off the lot and I went to sign my final call sheet, and Jeff, our PA, said, okay, this is the last call sheet you'll ever sign for the middle. And that's when it really hit me like a ton of bricks, and I just threw my head down on my steering wheel and started sobbing.
Yeah, I can't imagine the emotion that you guys are going through. I know you're coping with it. What kind of feedback are you getting from the fans?
They've been upset for a year when they found out this was going to be our final episode, but I think we've had a great season. The stories have been terrific, and what it's done to know that we were coming to an end was enable the writers to craft this whole season to leading up to this final episode where Axel is taking a job in Denver, and so the family is on one final road trip to see him off, and I'm getting choked up as I'm talking about it. Dang! Well, you know, you had to bring it up, didn't you?
You can cry on Seattle Refined,
yeah,
Patricia.
Emotional.
How do you think the show's going to be remembered? I mean, you guys have been going strong for so long.
I think, you know, what we brought to the screen was this lovely homage to family and community and small town life and all the people in the middle who can often be ignored, you know, and I think it was important that they were represented in the culture on television. And I think, you know, now Roseanne is sort of coming back and taking their spot again. And so I'm really happy that we were able to sort of have this wonderful love letter to all those people.
That's nice. Now, I know the finale is tonight. You're going to be watching it at your house. I know you're cooking dinner for some people, right?
I'm flying back to LA tomorrow, and then there's going to be my house is going to be full of people, so I'm going to be scrambling around a bit, but it was important to kind of gather whoever was still in town, because a lot of people have taken off or started new jobs, to try to gather a few people so we can kind of all celebrate this 9-year effort that we did together.
Hey, congratulations, yes, on such a great run, and have fun tonight with the finale. The finale of The Middle airs tonight at 8:30 right here on Como 4.
You heard me.
Up next on Refined, it's an Aquanet fantasy come true on stage. Plus, an Idol finalist reacts to last night's stunning finale. Tweet us your story ideas or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@seattlerefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Okay, grab your comb and some Aquanet, because an all-new production of Hairspray is giving Northwest audiences the musical upside of an updo.
Mama, welcome to the 60s.
The John Waters film starring Ricky Lake and drag queen Divine first hit screens 30 years ago and became something of an underground cult classic. Then in 2003, Waters revived the story for the stage. Hairspray the musical actually made its debut here in Seattle before heading to Broadway. It ended up winning the Tony Award for Best Musical that year. A film version starring John Travolta and Zac Efron soon followed. And now Hairspray is back in the Northwest, proving to a whole new audience that you can't stop the beat. There's a party going on in downtown Issaquah, and you're all invited. The Village Theater is putting on an all-new production of the Tony Award-winning musical Hairspray, and it's a rip-roaring good time.
Hairspray is an amazing show. You can't help but smile through the whole show. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen, and you leave with such a good feeling.
Set in 1962, Hairspray is based on a true event, the integration of a popular dance show in Baltimore.
The story is about a young girl, a plus-size girl, who has big dreams to be a dancer on the show and doesn't take no for an answer.
Callie Williams plays Tracy Turnblad, the girl with big hair and bigger dreams. It's an iconic role, but also one that allows her to showcase her personality.
Everything is attainable in her eyes, and nothing holds her back. And it's incredible to get to step into those shoes. I've been so fortunate to bring a lot of what I've learned about myself to her, and she's helped me really know myself even more and accept a lot of parts of me.
The show deals with serious themes, the fight for equal rights, but does so in a way that's both thoughtful and, when appropriate, lighthearted.
Well, that's the brilliance of this show, is that there's a message. There's a message that is as prevalent today as it was in 1962, and certainly in 2010 when the show first appeared on Broadway. And but it doesn't beat you over the head. You go along for the ride, and it lays the message out, and before you know it, you come away with something you didn't know before, which is always exciting.
Welcome to the rhythm of a brand new day. It's your old-fashioned...
Make no mistake, Hairspray is full of laughter and joy, and it's the music that sets the tone. Don't be surprised if you're dancing in your seat.
It just continues to build, and each song is better than the last song, and you just get to the end and you're like, oh, this is a world I want to be a part of. And I think the music allows you to do that because it's so infectious and you just want to be a part of what's happening.
Callie gets to perform many of Hairspray's most famous numbers. But her favorite song might be You're Timeless, performed by co-stars Nick DeSantis and Peter Crook.
And I think it's one of the most joyous and wonderful representations of love and what it means to, like, just love somebody wholeheartedly despite flaws.
Ultimately, that's what Hairspray is all about. Love. Loving other people. And above all else, learning to love yourself.
It doesn't matter the color of your skin, your size, who you decide to love. As long as you are truly you, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what I hope people take away.
Hairspray runs through July 1st at the Village Theater in Issaquah before moving north to the theater's Everett location. Another musical that might ring your bell is coming to Seattle's Fifth Avenue Theater next month. A brand new production of Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame begins its run at the Fifth Avenue Theater June 1st. This production sounds pretty groundbreaking. The part of Quasimodo will be played by a deaf actor. Tickets are on sale now.
All hail Macbeth and Banquo.
And speaking of groundbreaking, a new production of Macbeth over at the Seattle Rep has folks talking. The production, led by an all-female cast, tells the story of a group of young women who gather after school to retell the tragic tale and become immersed in the bloody fantasy. It runs through June 17th at the Bagley Rec. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. After weeks of nail-biting competition, today America has its brand new American Idol.
The winner of American Idol is Maddie Poppy. Congratulations, Maddie.
America crowned Maddie its new American Idol last night. She narrowly beat out fellow finalists Caleb Lee Hutchinson and Gabby Barrett. I got a chance to chat with Gabby about her Idol experience.
This whole entire experience has been absolutely insane. It's been a journey that I will never forget for the rest of my life, and I would tell anybody that wants to be a singer to please audition for American Idol. There's season 2. I've never met a staff and contestants that just get along so well and actually care about the contestants, and it just makes it so much better. And this was the best experience I've ever experienced. I really could just do it over and over and over again. It's an emotional roller coaster too. I didn't realize that coming in here that it would be so emotional as it was, and but everything was so worth it. It was.
All this week, watch and listen for your chance to win 2 tickets to see Gabby and the rest of the Idol finalists at the American Idol Live Tour at the Evergreen State Fair, August 28th. Every day here on Refined, we will reveal a different secret word. Once you know the mystery word, tune into Kurt and Corrine's afternoon show on Star 101.5 and listen for your cue to call. The 10th caller with the correct word wins. Today's secret word is singer. All right, that's going to do for today's show. I'm Gart Swanson. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time right back here on Seattle Refined.